Hi. First thing I want to say, I'm also a member of the group that you didn't talk about, and she talked about the Facebook page and the web page, but she didn't talk about the button. So everybody should get a button on the way out. Okay. I also want to say I'm really pleased to come after Mr. Lamel. I don't know if you know it, but one of the benefits that I got from having a kid going through John Adams Middle School when I did was that one day I got to watch Mr. Lamel play the saw. He's not only a virtuoso violinist and conductor, I've seen him many times at the LA Phil, but he's also a virtuoso saw player. I think that for the next thing...
What am I going to do?
However, I do want to be maybe a wet blanket a little bit, okay? First of all, I think it's fantastic to see all the people out here tonight as one of the group who wants just to do anything to get this saved. But it's full of people who have different attitudes, who have different attitudes about what should happen with it. I think I want to say that be careful what you wish for or what you wish for collectively, because what I've heard tonight are a lot of things that are contradictory. And the history of the Civic for the last decades is trying to figure out what to do with it. And what the typical response is that the city has a 2-year process, the process, that comes out with some kind of consensus Christmas tree of everybody putting on the Christmas tree what they want. And then they go out and they say, who can light up this Christmas tree? And you don't get anybody who can do that because the things don't work together. They all, you can't have, in our group we have people who want to bring back the rock concerts, we have people who want the shows, the Thanksgiving dinners, whatever it is, but we've all agreed to say nobody knows that their vision is going to be the one that comes out. That we need to have an open process. The city council has to come up with a series of priorities. The city has, the people in the city, we have to have a process to come up with a list of priorities. You don't get the Dale Franzens of this world to come in and say, yeah, I can make something, I can save your Civic and I can do something with it if you've already told them exactly what you must have and what they must deliver to you. They say, forget it, I'm not interested. You're not going to get somebody to come in with the 50 or 60 or 70 million dollars if you're telling them exactly what they have to do. If you say to them, we want you to save the Civic, we're going to value public cultural uses above other uses, we're going to value open space over development, but if it's development, we'll look at development, then you're going to get, there may be 500 entities out there in the world that can make proposals that can make this work. But what we found out last time, even though we were putting $50 million of redevelopment in, we only got one bidder, just the Nederlander, just one. And even after that, it was going to take a city subsidy. So the point is, root for what you want, but be willing to put some of that outside the door when we go in to get this process going. Because, maybe it's Eli Broad's cousin who comes in, who is going to put a museum there that'll make it great. Maybe it's the LA Phil that wants to have, or the opera that wants to have, the Center Theater Group build a theater or rehabilitate a theater in Culver City. Maybe it's some entity that comes in that does that we don't even know about, that I can't even imagine, and I like to think I have a pretty good imagination. But the point is, we don't know what they can come up with if we tell them what we must have. So that's my comment.
Thank you. Thank you all very much. It's again, I just want to say how wonderful it is to have so many thoughtful, engaged citizens to work with. It's really great. This is what makes Santa Monica so great. And it's this energy that will save the Civic Auditorium. I just want to tell you what the next steps are. We're going to council next Tuesday night. We will be basically sharing with them the information I shared with you tonight, and we will be relaying your comments as well as everything else that we've learned. And we will be asking council for direction on next steps. Let me also remind you that I said we're sort of 7 years into a process, and I think we're looking at another 5 or so. Just, you know, this is not going to happen overnight. So if you have given us your email address, we will be in touch with you. We will obviously be posting all of this information. The staff report on the Civic Auditorium will be public on Thursday and will be accessible. And thank you all very much. Yes, sir.